Hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I am Sefhi and today we're gonna be talking about both Mast and Anchor and if it's worth pulling them based on their kits. Shift Up did not post on Twitter because why would they? But they are in game already so we can check them out. So let's talk a little bit about these two characters and if it's worth getting them on your account or not. Spoiler alert, I don't think it's worth pulling either of them and we'll talk about why in second for most people. And this is only a situation where I would recommend pulling only to min-maxers. Like there is no other people that will benefit really for these two girls. Before we start, couple things, right? As you can see, we are finally monetized again. Now it's zero. We need to build back up from scratch, but at least we're back. It's something. That said, let's talk a little bit about Mast and Anchor, and then we'll go over why I would not recommend pulling them. Okay, so let's start with Mast. Mast is a machine gun support Elysion 40-second B2. Anchor, it's a rocket launcher, support, Elysion, 40-second B2. So you also want to be pulling them, not also because they are 40 seconds, so you need 2 versus 2s, also because they work together on their kits. Or at least you need someone that will be decreasing stacks on Mast. So let's start with the skills to explain this. Skill 1 for Mast, a Pirate's Heart, activates when entering versus stage 1, affects self, Drunken. She will decrease hit rate by 20% up 3 times continuously. 60% decrease hit rate. This means you need to be building 4 lines of good hit rate on Mast, and that is a waste of materials. And that's what it is. It's a waste of materials that you have to put at least 2-3 good lines of hit rate on her, and that's not even taking everything. That's not gonna be enough to offset it, but with Anchor it should be enough. Still kind of an XD, but okay. And the second part is activates when you are in drunken status, affects all allies, increasing critical rate and attack by 35%. The 35% is nice, it's at 35%, even if it's caster's attack on a supporter. And the critical rate, we don't talk about crit in Nikkei, is not good unless they start doing more characters that can focus on this and give us a 100% crit rate, right? That said, the skill 2 activates when entering versus stage 3 in drunken status, so always if you burst first with her, she will increase distribute damage by 15% plus the number of stacks and reloading speed 15% plus the number of stacks. The thing is, you are sacrificing a lot of things for this distribute damage, right? Like we're talking about distribute damage, there is realistically 2 characters that will benefit from this. 3 if you want, right? But you want someone that decreases max ammo for Doro, so it's 2. SBS and Quench is nobody else because Phantom is XD, Trony is XD, and Elec is a 20-second B2, so you don't really want to be with both of them together, but it could be, right? And then also, if you reach max stacks, you will stun your character for 10 seconds. Absolutely retarded, and this is made specifically so you either pull the other character or you pull someone that can decrease stacks, and there is nobody in the game, as far as I remember, that can decrease stacks, only the new Anchor. So you need to pull for both of them because you do not want to get a stun. Once again, that's stupid, right? It's 10 seconds. That's a long ass time for your character to be not be able to move. So it's like, okay, that's super niche, super specific. You need 2 characters. This is distribute damage, even though the other buffs are decent. Already not amazing. And then you have the burst skill, which is a Pirate's Romance affecting all allies, pretty good. Critical damage 40%, whatever. Attack damage 15% for 10 seconds, pretty good. And then affect all allies if you are in drunken status, which is always another 20% of attack multiplied by the number of drunken stacks. Ideally, if you could keep 2, always 40%, right, of caster's attack, but again, that's good because you're getting 35 here and at least 20% here, making it a lot better than what you're getting. The problem with attack is that a lot of the recent characters, they don't care about attack boosts. Attack boosts are losing so much value because the characters just self-boost themselves. They give themselves 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% attack boosts. So you don't want to get so much, doesn't matter. You are better off getting attack damage, distribute damage, the other boosts, right? And still, a decent kit if it wasn't because she's removing her own hit rate on a machine gun. So instead of max ammo, now you need to build hit rate. You need to get hit rate, elemental, and attack. You could remove attack from the equation and go hit rate, max ammo, and elemental. That is a super niche way of building a character for a support. Super expensive. So already not worth investing for most players. It's a 40-second B2 that needs someone decreasing stacks. And who's the character that decreases stuff? Well, of course, Anchor. Now, both kits are decent, and when I say decent is people in raids will be able to use them. But the thing is that enough for you to pull before a collaboration that's coming out literally after this? Not really. It's a niche case for both characters, even though they're both look good, since you need to pair them together. Now that said, let's go over Anchor a little bit. So as you can see, when entering full burst, affect all allies, effect changes according to the activation times, just like Litter. First time, potency of HP increase, the second time you're getting that, and distribute damage increase by 30%, and the third time, everything there, and also decreases the stack count of debuffs, which is what will work with Mast to not get 3 stacks. And again, this is the only character in the game that does this on a 40-second P2, so it's kind of XD. And then if there is someone from the same squad on the battlefield, she will also be recovering 3% of caster's max HP every second for 8 seconds. Now, this recovery on paper looks good because it's like, oh, that's nice, until you remember that this is only 8 seconds on fell burst. Every rotation will happen, she doesn't have to burst, but still it's a 3% for 8 seconds. Doesn't cover the full rotation, doesn't cover anything else. And the only other way she will heal is on her burst, we'll talk about that in a moment. But that's skill 1. Skill 2 activates after full burst and affecting all allies, once again changing depending how many times you burst. First time, hit rate 10%, it's only 10%, remember that Mast is removing 40% up to 60 with 3 stacks. Attack increased by 35% of caster's attack. We go back to the same topic of attack buffs right now. And then the third time, reloading speed 40%. The thing with reloading speed, right, is that it's nice. The problem is that they are only giving this on full burst. So after your rotation, you need enough ammo that will last you in there. But this is a machine gun that you cannot build max ammo because you need to focus on hit rate. So she will have to reload unless she is a stun, which that is even worse. And this is a rocket launcher, so she will need to reload too. Like, you are sacrificing max ammo in both of those cases, right? Or buffers for max ammo and also other types of buffs for reload speed, which is not bad. And then her burst 40 seconds. This is the second character that is giving you storage, just like Miss Marcy. We do know this is a good heal. It's an amazing heal. She is healing on burst 40% of caster's max HP and also giving an extra attack 30% boost. So let me go to Miss Marcy right here so we can check how much she's giving with her storage, because the new Anchor is giving 60%, while Miss Marcy is giving you 27% and recovering 28%. So it's a better Miss Marcy, but Miss Marcy is constant. Every rotation, 20 seconds, and also on last bullet, recovering 10% in there, and also increasing the potency. Like, Miss Marcy is better, but just so we can see the reference of the other storage in the game. So all in all, they are two super niche characters that need to be built on specific ways for Mast. And if you do not get Anchor, it's not worth pulling Mast. But then again, if you put Mast, there is nobody else in the game that works with her right now. It's only Anchor. Again, I don't remember if there's anyone else that decreases stacks. And then the attack buffs, we can take this, and for most of the meta characters are not as good. And then you have the attack damage, which is pretty good, and the distribute damage, which only works with these two girls right here, right? Because Phantom is kind of XD and Trony is your copy. So in my opinion, even though the kits are not looking awful, it looks like they are just niche for raiders if they can afford to build them. I would not recommend pulling for them, at least right now. If you want to save for Evangelion, that would be the safe thing to do, because they are never coming back. As you all know, those characters do not come back, will never come back. So that is a better way, in my opinion, of saving your resources and actually, right, getting something that at least you can collect. Because these two girls are not limited. To the wish list they can go. I will try to pull both of them and build both of them so we can test them. We will test on both distribute damage girls SPS, and we will test off distribute damage to see if the attack and attack damage are enough to consider them good supports or not. That's it. That's gonna be for this video. Just a short one talking about both kits in one, right? We don't need to be making 2 videos. That's gonna be for this one. Once again, thank you, all of you, for waiting with me for 4 months until we were monetized again. Have a good day, bosses. Love you all, and see you on the next one. 役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。